Hello and welcome back to my channel, Welshman Reviews. I'm Gareth and today I'm going to be doing my review for Godzilla Minus One. So this is the latest Godzilla movie that's come out, but this one is from Japan, so it's not the American version. So this movie was directed by Takashi Yamazaki. Apologies if I butcher a couple of these names and all that, but it's also written by him as well. The movie does star, I'm only going to say the two main stars in here, which is Ryonosuke Kamiki, who plays Koichi, I'm going to butcher this last name now, Shikishima, and Minami Hamabi, who's Noriko Oishi. So apologies if I butchered them names, but they are the main stars for this movie and the director. And this movie is, the story of this is starts off a couple of days before the end of World War II. So we have our main character, Koichi, who is a suicide bomber landing on a remote island, Odsi or something, Odso or something like that, the name of it is, where he has not gone through with his, if you're a kamikaze thing, you're a suicide bomber, in other words, it is. So he didn't want to go through it, so he made up an excuse, so his engine's down, so he lands on this. The mechanics of that island look over his plane, realise there's nothing wrong with it. So the main engineer, who is Munetaka Oiki, who was the character's name is Suzaku Tachibana, has a little chat with him, saying why did he do it and that, and because she gets a little bit angry and that he's getting accused of stuff. So what you don't realise, around that island is where Godzilla lives. So we see a very smaller Godzilla attack these people right off from the start of the movie. So it's none of this building up to see this monster and all that, Godzilla. Boom, you see him straight away in the beginning. So he attacks this island, pretty much murders everyone on this island except for that the main character and the last guy I just mentioned, who's the main mechanic on that island. And the main mechanic, again, Koichi has an opportunity to, I wouldn't say kill him, but attack Godzilla in his plane. But he chickens out again. I don't want to use the word chicken out and all that, but yeah, he loses his nerve and he couldn't go through it. So the main mechanic kind of blames him then for all the death that's on that island. So we do get then the end of the war. The main character gets back to his home city. It is absolutely devastated. It is, where all the buildings are pretty much crumbled, the houses and that. And that's where he meets the woman, Noriko Oshi, the other character in this, and she's taking care of a baby that ain't hers, but a dying mother unfortunately passes her off onto the hell to save her. So you have that little interest between them two, where he helps her out in the beginning and they kind of stay together, and then a few years go by where he gets a job on a ship getting mines out of the ocean, and she looks after the child at home. And then we get the whole Godzilla thing now, where you hear reports of ships getting absolutely decimated. So you're wondering, is it the US, is it Russia, a new weapon or something destroying these things? But no, you realise it's Godzilla, and he is bigger than ever. Like I said in the beginning, he's about 160 odd feet, I think, as his big by the end of the movie. But I think in this earlier one, he's about maybe 3 times the size of a T-Rex. So he's not as big as that, but yeah, it does grow. It doesn't really tell you in this movie how he was made, Godzilla. It's just on that island from the beginning, they kind of tell you straight off, there's just a creature around here called Godzilla. So, but you get the idea during the movie, it is nuclear weapons that does it. So then we get to the point then where, yeah, Godzilla's pretty much decimated. It's like his territory around this area and that. and Tokyo in Japan. So you find out it's like his territory. So that's why he's probably attacking all the ships and that. So he is making his way to Japan then, he is. So you have a great couple of action scenes in this movie then as well, with Koichi and the crew of the ship he's on trying to kill Godzilla, but then you realise Godzilla's got a very good regenerative power, where if you can blow a chunk out of him, he'll grow back and he comes back. So yeah, he can take a lot of hits as well. You see him take on a couple of warships and all that, and he can take a beating. Godzilla does. And yeah, his atomic breath in this as well is, let's say, very atomic and that. So it's not like the ones you've seen in other movies and all that, where it's like it's a beam that can cut through things. It's pretty much straight off beam that hits, and when it hits something, it's like a nuclear bomb has hit. It is a very, very first time you see that happen in the movie. He's kind of underwater and all that, so you don't get the full-on magnitude. But the minute he goes to the city for the first time on mainland, and he uses it, you see the devastation. It's really bad. So then, by the end of the movie, the army ain't going to do anything with him. So we got private citizens who are like ex-Navy and all that, all devise a plan together with engineers and scientists and all that to try and kill him. And it is a very unique way of trying to kill Godzilla. It is. So it's pretty much connecting flotation devices or like heavy stuff which sinks him to the bottom very quick, so the pressure on his body, and if that doesn't work, they can pop him back up, so the pressure on his body, and so they can try and kill him. But yeah, very good action scenes in this movie. I absolutely love this movie. This is easily one of the best Godzilla movies I've seen. And one other thing, it's not just Godzilla who looks more fierce and angry in this movie and that, because you don't really learn much about Godzilla. He's just a freak of nature and on a path of destruction. It is. He's not like a protector or anything like the American ones and all that. But what made this movie for me is you actually get a really good human story arc. So Kaishi, especially because he's helping out Noriko and the child and all that, so he has kind of a bit of a family, but he still has very bad dreams of war and the people he thinks he let down and stuff. So yeah, he doesn't want to be close to Noriko because he has post-traumatic stress disorder, really, and he's still having these nightmares, and as he says during this movie, his war ain't over yet and that. So you do get a couple of very sad moments in this movie, which I'm not going to spoil, because I think you should go into this movie without knowing many spoilers or stuff like that. It is. But yeah, the story arcs and the acting is very good in this. This was subtitled up on the screen, but it wasn't any long monologues or anything, which kind of take you out by reading that. It takes you out to the action, to be honest. I read it and watched the action. Very good. But yeah, excellent acting in this movie. Brilliant story, especially the human arc of this story, which I loved. The CGI was really good for a film that only supposedly cost $15 million. Absolutely spectacular. And I did read that it is hopefully it's getting considered for a nomination for Oscars for the CGI. So I hope it does. It's not everything's perfect in it, but it does have some really good. So especially if you've seen a little clip of Godzilla chasing the little boat in the sea, that's a really good CGI scene. But yeah, overall, absolutely brilliant. I love the music. You get the old classic Godzilla theme in this, and when it hits during the movie, goosebumps come. But yeah, overall, absolutely brilliant film. Finishes on a good little cliffhanger, so I'm kind of excited if they do another movie with this one, a sequel to this, so I'll be happy if that's the case. But yeah, absolutely brilliant movie. I give it easily a good 9 out of 10. Easily one of my favourite movies of the year, which I'm hoping to do a top 10 next week before the new year. So that will definitely be on my list of top 10 movies this year. But yeah, definitely 9 out of 10. I recommend you go and see it. Oh, and they did in Japan, but I doubt that they're going to do it over here. They are bringing out a black and white, or what they call it, the Chrome one version, like they did with Logan and Mad Max Fury Road. They are bringing one of them out in Japan as well, which I would love to see on Steelbook or physical media when it comes out. But yeah, brilliant movie. Highly recommend you go and see it if you can in the cinema. If not, try and watch it however you can. Absolutely brilliant movie. If you like this review, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Bye.